Cruise lovers, Captain Jack here. We are going to get in it today. Controversy, removing the automatic gratuities. Yes, sir. When I first started cruising, I would just, find out at the end of the cruise, like the first time, oh, what's this? Oh, it's the tips. Okay. And I kind of let that go on. Just let them charge it at the end. I felt good about, the crew getting their, tips or whatever. And it wasn't that much either, too. Back then, the prices were cheap and the tips were cheap. I don't know, $10 a day or who knows what it was in 2011. But now what are we up to? 18. Heck, I think I just saw, Norwegians at $25 a day. So they're probably the highest on that. It's one of those things, then I started, hey, I'm gonna prepay it and get it out of the way, and it wasn't too bad because I was using gift cards too. So that's one good way you could save money on a Carnival cruises is get those gift cards. Some of them 10% off you could save on your whole cruise. So that kind of almost would pay for the tips itself, right? But yeah, it's and then I would see people talking about it and oh, look at this long line at guest services the last day of the cruise. You know what everybody's doing, removing their tips, and how dare they? What a shame, and slap in the face, and these poor crew members, and so yeah, I bought into the guilt trip, and I never removed mine. I mean, I'd even give them more, especially right after the pandemic, because I know they wasn't working, and I felt good about it, but there's a new situation that's been brought to light that these crew members are under contract, and they're getting a certain amount per sailing guaranteed, and then that's it. And they don't get more or they don't get less. So whether you leave your tips on or remove them, they still going to get paid the same. So what happens is if you remove them, now Carnival has to pay out of their own pocket. So basically what you're doing is you're giving Carnival the money. They're subsidizing that the workers pay that way, but the workers, they're still going to get it anyway. So the best thing to do is to pay them cash tips. That's what we started doing. Remove the profits from the Carnival. They've been nickel and dime us, raising the prices, and we give the crews cash tips. So that way they're still getting their contract money regardless, and they're getting tips in cash. So they're getting extra this way. But you know what? People probably won't agree with it, that they don't believe it, and that think, oh, well, then what about the workers in the kitchen, and they're not going to you're not going to hand them a tips. But they're still going to get their guaranteed money, and it's not like they're going to get more or less. And look at it this way: what if there wasn't that many people, selling, right when the pandemic started up again? So do you think these workers came back and their contracts would be like, normally they work 1,000, but Carnivals were like, well, there's not going to be that many people, so we're only going to guarantee you 500. You think that's what happened? No, I mean, and still you think in the summertime there's so many extra people sold out, and then compared to the rest of the year, they're doing like 6-8 months contract, so they're gonna give them the same amount every month, regardless of how many people are there or not. So of course, if there's less people, there's going to be less tips. But you would think, oh well, if people are removing their tips, then that means the workers are getting less. No, just like if there's less people, they're not going to get the tips to begin with. So they're still going to get the same amount. So Carnival's been doing a mind trick. And I don't want to say it's every cruise lines or whatever, or, anyway, like I said, Carnival's going to come out there and deny it and everything, and any other cruise lines are going to do the same. They're not going to tell you their little secret that they're profiting the money or they're spreading the tips around to other maintenances and stuff like that. So you just got to do what you feel right. If you want to keep, giving them the auto gratuities, well, that's probably good for the ones that don't, because if everybody stopped doing it, right, then of course, Carnival would probably just finally raise the price or whatever that way. So I don't know if that's what people were on there because they're removing it, but they're saying, oh, don't remove it, even though they're removing it because they know if a lot of people did remove it, or everybody eventually, right? If that happened, then yeah, then they would have to, they're not going to just, subsidize the rest of it. They're going to start, raising the price. But if it's already, you give them the option, then it's optional. So if they're really, want it to be a mandatory fee or whatever, then I guess they need to add it in the price. So we'll see what happens.